just no. Cut that bit out. Now, I'm not gonna cry. I promised myself that I wasn't gonna break up over the fact that, you know, one of my favorite shows of all time ended. I'm totally okay with that. Not a huge deal. I'll just sit here and long for what might have been.
Well, exactly. Look at you. Not remotely important. But me? I could do so much more. So much more! But this is what I get. My reward. But it's not that!
Anyway, I wanted to share my thoughts on the finale. I know I just did a Ducktales video, and I've written like 5 other video scripts, but I need to get this video out because it's topical and the internet moves pretty quickly. Can I first say that I was right? I mean, I hate it, but I was right. The clever way of wrapping everything up was Disney ending the show before it could continue. Now, if you haven't seen my last video, I talk about how due to the influx in characters, the DuckTales crew is gonna have a harder time using everyone to their full extent. My fears were cemented on February 16th, according to Disney Channel PR Twitter, when we learned DuckTales was coming to a close. Now, let's talk about the series finale. They managed to tie up a lot of loose ends, and gave each of the main characters a pretty satisfying arc. Well, they weren't able to give all of the main characters an arc. I've made 2 lists detailing who did and didn't get a full arc by the end of the series. Now, I didn't include every character on the list, as that would be insane. The issue I want to highlight is that DuckTales didn't have enough time to put every character in the spotlight. So, how do you do it? What is the clever, creative way to showcase all of these characters after the show has ended? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Darkwing Duck. Now, when I first started theorizing about this concept of a Darkwing series to tie up DuckTales' loose character ends, I didn't expect to find that a Darkwing Duck reboot had already been planned to premiere on Disney+. This makes me ecstatic. And also a little terrified. The biggest worry on my mind is continuity. The new Darkwing series can move away from DuckTales if they so wish, but the potential DuckTales left behind would all be wasted. So, what about that untapped potential? Let's take Negaduck from DuckTales, shall we? We're all relatively familiar with Negaduck, and it was a shame that we never got to see him take the stage in the show's finale. But what if that was the Caped Copycat's goal? Wait for foul to fall before taking up the spotlight. The best way for them to fully showcase Jim Starling's villainy would be if they went all out in this new Darkwing series. This is only one of the many breadcrumbs DuckTales left behind. Remember all of the other characters I just mentioned didn't get to see their arcs fully explored? Well, now we can see those arcs come to life. Another character that would hugely benefit from this would be Gosalind. I mean, Gosalind is just waiting for her own moments to enter the spotlight. We saw in the last adventure the reintroduction of the Ramrod, so we could see Gosalind get her family back. We also got introduced to June and May, and if we do more weird dimension-hopping shenanigans, we could even get Heron back for some juicy character development. I mean, come on, these things would be too perfect. With Scrooge taking care of the family and the McDucks going on new adventures, Darkwing would be the perfect character to take on what remains of Fowl. My main fear for the show is the production team behind it. Currently, we know Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are the executive producers. We don't know who's writing the show. To give some context, Rogen and Goldberg have worked on many R-rated projects such as The Boys, Superbad, and others. A show like Darkwing doesn't seem within the right wheelhouse for producers like this. To be fair, I haven't seen any of Rogen and Goldberg's works, because they aren't exactly in my wheelhouse. I was talking to a friend about this, and what they've noticed is that as producers and directors get older, they usually want something to show their kids. If all you ever do is R-rated projects, it becomes harder to connect with your children. I mean, this is part of the reason Jon Favreau did Elf. It's become more and more common nowadays, so maybe that's the case here. It could be plausible. There is a glimmer of hope, even if it is just me speculating at this point. We don't know who's writing the show. According to Den of Geek, Disney hasn't said anything when asked if the Darkwing we'll be seeing in the new series is canonically the same Darkwing as the one in Ducktales 2017. Den of Geek also asked Matt Youngberg and Frank Oh shoot, I'm gonna butcher this so hard. Frank Agnones. Yeah, that works. The original writers and executives for the Ducktales reboot about their involvement in the new project. To quote the article, they did state that in updating these characters for the new series, they were keeping in mind what else could be done with them in future projects. So, what does this mean? Well, my most hopeful look at this says that Matt and Frank have had some say in the new Darkwing series. Maybe Disney's even directly hiding their involvement for hype. I mean, who's to say? The idea of it sounds amazing. If that is the case then, why get a new production team? It makes no sense unless they wanted to move into an entirely different direction. Or just pull a Legend of Korra on us. By creating a new series, tying up the loose ends, and developing all these new characters, we could get something really special on our hands. Darkwing has a lot of potential. We could see that potential get washed away in a blink of an eye if the show isn't handled properly. But what do you all think? Should the new Darkwing series take after the original? Or should the new producers take it off somewhere else? Do you think that the show will perform well? Do you have some more information regarding this matter? Please let me know in the comments, and I implore you all to have a wonderful day.